Hi, everybody. Wow. So that was it. Yesterday, I learned that there's a time limit on Insta lives, but this one wasn't about the time limit. This one actually just shut down. Like it didn't even go to where you can share it or save it. So I don't even know if we will have that. Maybe it was just supposed to be for the people in the room, for the people who were there, and all of that. Hello, love. Uh, I think that's very interesting. Yeah, I couldn't even share it. I couldn't write anything. It just would do nothing. And then it just disappeared. I was like, okay,
There we go.
I'm fine with that. Um, you said political. Oh, oh, you think they were listening? Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Well, I would love for you to share about your business, where people can find you, what you're up to, the volunteer place where you are, that organization,
Mm-hmm.
anything that you want to share about the work that you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
um, and what your availability is if people want to find you. Because
Yes.
you're going to be on my website when it gets done. I don't know if it'll ever get done because you know me.
Who's to say? I feel the same way about mine.
But there will be a page on Linktree that has all my people on it. You guys can all be on there so people can find you.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Yeah, like I said, I'm in Denver, out in Colorado, and I've had births kind of like within a 30-mile radius of kind of the Front Range. I'm from Northern Colorado. So kind of going all over. As a young doula, I still, we talked about this earlier in the conversation, but trying to find that line of really wanting to charge for the expertise and the investment I've done in my own life, and at the same time don't want finances to be a barrier for individuals to access that resource.
Yeah.
So I'm finding the fine line between the two. In terms of volunteering, I just volunteer with the Colorado Doula program that allows, that has partnerships with a couple different hospitals that gives me space to dedicate to birth that is semi-predictable, you know what I mean? Like I know when I'm on call for the weekends, and then during the week, not so much because of my job. But in resettlement, we just got over the Afghan crisis,
Yeah.
and all of our Afghan neighbors coming to the United States after what happened in August. And it was, challenging
I
to
meant
say.
to ask you about that. I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I
challenging to say the least. It was, we received more people in 6 months than we had in the prior 3 years. It was unbelievable and stunning to witness, the community that came around it, and at the same time, like relentlessly taxing. So
Yeah.
I am hoping to switch to full birth work in the next 6 months, which is exciting. But yeah, my own business is called Care Work Birth Collective, and it's on Facebook and Instagram and all of the things. And so I have private clients through there, and typically individuals reach out, and I am very open to that their financial situation and what works for both of us, because I do want to slowly work in that, work towards that being my livelihood. So yeah, you can find me on those spaces. And in terms of availability, the next couple months are pretty full, but come the summer, I have a lot of availability in the fall as well. And so very excited to, assist people in both ways. I am certified as a birth and a postpartum doula, and then potentially pursuing IBCLC training over the
Yay!
summer, which is
That's
exciting.
so good. I'm so glad.
Yes. So
Hi,
doing all
Tora.
the things.
All the things. I was just saying hi to Tora. Tora and Mariposa came on. Um, do you think or feel that you might ever start training people yourself?
I would maybe one day. I feel like a little bit is very much of relentlessly trying to learn all of the things. And like, I don't know that I have the platform or want to be very humble about my knowledge or wisdom with it. I don't, again, that balance of taking up space and also creating space for other individuals. And so I would you know, love to be a childbirth educator for sure, especially in terms of like,
You'd be
you know,
so great.
thank
That's
you.
why I was
Like,
asking.
yes. Our couples and families, I think, would be really good place to start
Mm-hmm.
right now. Because our, you know, our community in Denver at least is increasingly diverse, and there's increasingly a demand for doulas. And we have hospitals that are, you know, notorious for really bad birth outcomes and have had a couple lawsuits even in the last couple weeks, to places that are kind of revered for their midwifery and water births and all of that stuff. And then, you know, home births are becoming more accessible in Denver too. So kind of on the precipice of being able to do a lot of that, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, before the pandemic, out of hospital births were only 1% of all births in America.
Yeah.
So when you hear those numbers and those outcomes and those stats, it was about hospital births, you
Right.
know? The only thing that you could see is maybe if there was a transfer. And midwives don't transfer a lot for emergencies. There's a lot of transfer for pain relief and maternal
So, yeah,
exhaustion. But every now and then there's like a retained placenta or, you know,
sure.
something that they know we could go, right? But now it's like 4%,
Yes,
which is amazing. It's
it is.
amazing. So the conversation is getting out there, and hi, Carrie. The conversation is getting out there, and the idea of, you know, birthing wholly, completely and fully is, you know, being embraced. And I think that's pretty amazing. You know, and then we had, of course, the incidences that, you know, were publicized, that so people know that where we stand in the world around birth, the number, the stats, I think it just gets worse each year, you know,
It
and
does.
for who we are, we should be number one, and we're
Right.
not. We're 51, something like
Bad.
that. We're bad.
We're not good.
Sure ain't good, girl. And it's amazing to see that people are looking at, you know, their choices. I just think everyone deserves to know their choices.
Yes, I agree.
What they choose after that is up to them.
Yes.
But that is accessible, available, that somebody who looks like them is around to be with them in it, and they can have their own experience, you know?
Agreed. Absolutely.
Yeah. Your community in Denver, if I remember correctly, it's really diverse, and even diverse, like there's a huge queer community.
Yes.
There's military, there's
Yes.
Black, brown, all shades, all
Yeah.
all different aspects. So it's always, for me, someplace I'm watching to see how it's navigated, because even though we have a diverse culture here in Los Angeles, there's so many people a paycheck away from being homeless here.
Right.
And because it's ridiculous. And there's so much here. There's pockets, there's areas that are just not changing. So I'm looking for places like Denver, like Austin, like Houston, like Asheville, you know, like looking for places who are really trying to create something different so that people can be supported differently and completely.
Absolutely. It's cool to witness, for sure.
Yeah. It's happening. All we can do is our part, but
yes,
we're doing it. So
we are doing it.
I want to thank you, my love, for sharing time. And I'm so sorry that, what do I want to say? So sorry that Mark was listening and shut it down.
Oh, no worries. I am so utterly grateful for the invitation to do this with you. I look up to you so much, and so I'm always grateful to have any conversation with you, let alone, you know, with your community, and being able to elevate this to my community as well. It really is a gift. Thank you.
You're welcome, my love. You're welcome. I support you, and I believe in what you're doing. So
Thank you.
Really easy.
Thank you.
My darling, you have a beautiful week. I'm here if you need anything, of course.
Yes.
I'm always around. A phone call
I'm
away.
going to come see you this summer and learn how to encapsulate. That's what we're doing.
Nice, nice. Oh, okay. So if you do that, yeah, let me know, because then I'll see what's happening, and maybe we'll create a space where a lot of people can come back, and we
Yes.
can create an open forum and have discussions with families, and who knows what we can do. But definitely, I will show you how to encapsulate and make tinctures. And she says Zucker shakes fist at the sky. Damn that witch Hazel.
True. Yes.
Yeah, he shut it down.
He
But
did.
we'll see if I can find it. So who knows? I'm loving you, sis.
Love you too.
Keep
You're
doing
the
what
best.
you do. You're a badass, and I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Haize. I hope you have a good rest of your week too.
I'm going to bed.
Good night.
It's going to be good. I'm exhausted.
Good.
It's going to be good. Thank you all for showing up and meeting my lovely friend, Whitney. Thank you.
Thanks, love. Bye.
Bye, everybody.